everybody, Tanya from ShootingStarSVG back, and today I'm going to talk to y'all about the powers of AI generated art. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on like and subscribe, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. And if you haven't already, head on over to the Facebook group where we are creating a community of like-minded individuals looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. I got to hand it to technology, man. It impresses me every single day. And I have had a stark obsession with AI art over the past 2 months, I want to say. And I thought, you know what? There are a lot of people out there who have been struggling with licensing and things of that nature. Maybe they could start dabbling with some of this AI generated art and create another form of passive income or another form of another stream that they can utilize. So virtually taking the AI generated art, utilizing that for people to create on different mediums like tumblers or wall art or mugs or shirts or whatever it may be, whatever you're into, it could help kind of level up your business. And it's just really cool to do. So in today's video, what we're going to go through is just some of the websites that are out there. I am very fond of Midjourney, but as the days go on, there are more and more places that you can utilize that will cater to different budgets depending on what you're looking for, and will also create very different things based off of what the AI is scraping. So first off, what is AI art? AI art is basically a program that is out there that scrapes millions of images and learns from that to generate new images based off of text prompts that you're entering into the system. And we'll get more into the nitty-gritty details in future videos. For today, I really just want to focus on some of the resources that you have out there to utilize to start playing around with this, okay? So I'm going to hop over to my computer screen and just go through a few of the websites that are out there. And this will be a great opportunity for y'all to ask questions, maybe mention something that I haven't gone through yet, and we can kind of go from there. And I will expand the videos based off of that. I'll also be showing y'all in the future how you can utilize this in your current digital shops and websites. So let's get right into it. All right, I am on Discord right now, and this is where Midjourney is hosted. So Midjourney is an AI. You can see my community feed here of some things that I have generated with the AI art, and mostly these designs are being utilized for tumblers and things of that nature. But you can see kind of how detailed they are, and it does have its downsides to it. You know, I would say that some things that are generated just look kind of funky. You know, you'll get fingers in weird places, and it's really bad with faces and actual human-esque things. But it's getting better every day. And that's what kind of counts, okay, is that it's evolving and growing so that it's getting better. And so to get to Midjourney, you would just go to midjourney.com, and I will link all of these websites below so that way y'all can check them out. Everything will be linked down below, so you can go ahead and give it a try. And that way it's just like an easy resource for you, okay? So you could join the beta, which is the actual website itself, or you could go ahead and click on sign in, and that's going to sign you into that community feed. If you go to join the beta, it's going to pop up with the Discord, and for those of you who don't have Discord, it's basically like a social media for nerds, and you could actually come into these newcomer rooms and try it out by entering in different text prompts, okay? But if you pay for a plan, you have the ability to utilize the chat bot. And basically you just type in imagine, and it will pop up with the prompt, and then you can type in, you know, anything that you want. So let's see, dog in a field of flowers, photorealistic. And like I said, I can get into the prompting later and what all that means. There's a lot of resources out there, but basically it's going to take that prompt and it's going to roll some images. If you're not utilizing the test P, it will roll 4. But if you're using the test P because it's just more of a photorealistic style, then it will only generate 2. So keep that in mind when you're playing around with prompts. Different things that you input into the program will provide other results, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let this roll. The next one that I would like to talk about is dall-e. And dall-e has been out to the public for, I want to say, about a month now. And so you would just go sign up for an account. It will start you with 50 free credits. And then you will get 15 credits every month thereafter. You can purchase additional credits if you wish to do by going over to buy credits. But again, it's kind of the same purpose. So we'll just type in the same thing what we typed in for Midjourney, which was dog in a field of flowers, photorealistic, and we'll see what the prompt comes up with, okay? And it's going to go ahead and roll, so we'll let it do that. We will go back to Midjourney now to see what it has happened with the images. And you can see here that it has generated these 2 different pictures. So if it's something that you like, you can go ahead and upscale it. You can also make a variation. But again, I'm not going to get into all the nitty gritty details of that. I will do some more detailed videos on that in the future. Okay. dall-e is done running. So you can see the differences between the prompt here and how it generated its art versus the prompt here for dall-e and how it generated its art. So if you want to upscale something, you would simply click on the photograph and click on variations. Or you can go ahead and download the image. And by clicking on variations, it will generate variations of that particular image here. All right, Dream Studio. This is Stable Diffusion, okay? So here is a little bit differently, but you would put your text prompt in here. You can set a width of the generated image, okay? So I know that for most of mine, I like to do square as big as I possibly can. And then the CFG scale, which basically will adjust how much the image will be like your prompt. So your image will be closer to the actual prompt itself. And then how many steps to spend generating and basically like diffusing your image. So the higher you have, the longer it will take. And then how many images you would like to have prompted. Most people will do 2 to 4. And then you can choose what model you would like to utilize for Stable Diffusion. And if there's an image you would like to base it off of. So we'll just do the same thing here. Dog in a field of flowers, photorealistic, and let that go. All right. There's also Playground AI, which is a newer AI art application as well. You go up here to click on Create after you sign up for your account. And you can use different models here. So you can actually use Stable Diffusion or dall-e 2. Which are 2 of the ones that we just covered. And then you would just type in a dog in a field of flowers, photorealistic. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this, or copy this. You can go ahead and add filters as far as, you know, what you might want them to look like. So we'll just click on wall art. And if you'd like to base it off of an image, you can do that. So we'll go ahead and click on generate. It's going to go ahead and do its thing. Mage is also another AI art generator. So again, we're just going to type in that same prompt and click enter. It's going to generate, so we'll come back to that. But Mage Space is one of those free to play prompts. So you can see here, this is what it generated. You have the ability to download that as is or enhance it. And this is based off of the Stable Diffusion model. Okay. Then you have Open Art. Okay. This is another one where you can utilize the dall-e 2 or Stable Diffusion APIs. And then you can adjust the number of images that you're going to get. So if we go ahead and do this, and we're utilizing the dall-e 2, go ahead and click on Create, and it's going to go ahead and run that result. All right, so lots of different avenues out there. So you can actually see the dall-e version of the upscale there. Dream Studio, this is what they decided to create. You can see here with the wonkiness of the double tongues on the dog, the very long neck, a couple of double collars here. But for the most part, you know, I'm very, out of all the ones that I've played around with, I'm very partial to Midjourney. So you can see this one here with the Stable Diffusion model. So very similar to the results that we got previously. And if we run the same thing with dall-e, I guarantee that it's going to look very similar to what we just pulled from dall-e right here. Okay. And so you can see these results from dall-e. And these are actually pretty interesting. I would say that the first image is pretty photorealistic. You can go ahead and make variations of this, or you can upscale it. And upscaling will allow you to create a higher quality image. So the last thing I want to show y'all is something that I found really interesting. I have not played around with this yet, but I will be doing a video on it probably in the next week or so. But it is an AI that generates stories. So it's in beta. You have the ability to create 3 stories using this AI, and it's just kind of interesting. So I'm going to do a video on this probably in the upcoming weeks, but I thought it was kind of an interesting thing because we're seeing a lot of people out there on the Facebook groups and servers talking about how they're generating AI and utilizing it to make comic books, which is really cool. So you can go ahead and just type in a prompt about a story and then create that story. So you can see some of the things that have been made here when Crocs became cool. And, you know, they're talking about the crocodiles being like cool things. And images that kind of tie into there. So you can kind of browse around that website. And again, I will show you, I'll provide all the links to all this below. And we'll get into more details. Like as you're going through and looking at these websites, definitely come back to this video, add your questions, add your comments, and we can make more content based off of what y'all are looking to see. So that's all I have to cover today about AI art. All you really need to remember is it is basically a programming code out there, artificial intelligence that scrapes thousands and millions of images and generates new content based off of that. Now, we will be talking about some of the controversy of AI in future videos as well, so keep that in mind. There is some controversy out there on the subject matter itself, but I wanted to give you a quick overview because it definitely has sparked my creativity again, which is what I needed to jumpstart my digital downloads business. Again, if you have any questions, I just said again so many times, drop a comment in the comments box below or head on over to the Facebook group and we can chat about there. And as always, if you got something out of this video, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below because that keeps me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. ShootingStarSVG, signing out.